right, we are on the record. It is May 28th, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I please have the parties announce themselves for the record?
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Brian Wynn on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Your Honor, my name is Adrian Abel Diaz-Torres.
All right, Mr. Diaz-Torres, you're here in case number 2019 CF 7650 AO. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And Mr. Wynn, you had probable cause challenge as to both counts?
Yeah, with request, I'll address the grand theft first. So the allegation is the theft of a goose egg, goose egg owned by the city of Orlando. There has part of the statute is knowledge as to ownership, and here I don't think it's common knowledge that the city of Orlando would actually have owned the egg. And then to follow that with the burglary of a structure, when he jumped the fence, again, it requires intent to commit a theft, and at the time, without the knowledge, there could be no intent as to the theft.
Ms. Kennedy Swanson?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe the response, I think the way that if somebody enters in a property, if they're stealthily, the knowledge and the crime, the intent to commit a crime therein can be inferred based on the jury instruction and the statute that is given. I think the fact that he jumped a fence, he may not have known exactly who the egg belonged to, but he knew that it was not his egg, that it was. We believe that both of those give enough PC at this stage for the burg structure and the grand theft.
Yeah, I don't think that you need to know who owns something when you take it. So, that happens all the time. People steal people's cars and they don't know who owns them. And so, when you jump a fence, and enter into an enclosed property and allegedly take an item, then so I do find the probable cause.
Okay.
So, Mr. Diaz-Torres, you're not to return back to Lake Eola at 101 North Roslyn Avenue. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. And your bonds will stay at $3,500 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. Thank you, too, sir. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Ethan Clark Anderson.
All right,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Anderson, I just need to verify some information as to your affidavit for indigency. How much do you get paid do you get paid weekly or bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly?
Yeah, I wasn't able to explain that.
Okay, so this has weekly. So you get paid every 2 weeks?
I was saying about every 2 weeks I make about $500.
Okay, so about 500 every 2 weeks. I think he would qualify now. Okay, you do qualify for the public defender, so I am going to appoint them to represent you. And you're here in case number 2019 MM4467AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause, and you do have the public defender now. And was there an offer for Mr. Anderson?
Adjudication, credit for time served, no return.
Sweet. Yes, yes, please.
So you have 2 days?
Yes.
And I do have to impose court costs.
It's fine, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Nguyen, does your client want to enter a plea of no contest?
No contest, please.
I'm showing you this plea form, Mr. Anderson. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you
Your Honor.
understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot go back to the Orlando International Airport. Abide by those trespass warnings. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by, should I do the May 28th? By May 28th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off, all right? If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your
Okay?
Honor.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Alfonso Arendano. Arendano.
Rendondo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, sir, you're here in case number 2019 MO, looks like 103. Oh, wait, no, sorry. There's 2 cases. And that's 1030. And then in case number 2019 MM4479. In the 4479 case, you were arrested for attempted tampering with evidence. I do find probable cause, and in the MO case, you were arrested for an alcoholic beverage as an open container. I do find probable cause. Did you fill out a form for the public defender?
No, ma'am.
Okay, did you want to see if the state has an offer to resolve your cases, or?
Well,
Okay, let's see. I don't know if the state has an offer for you, but we can
Adjudication, credit
ask.
for time served.
I'm sorry,
Credit for time served, Your Honor.
on both?
Adjudication.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you have 2 days in? Okay. So the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt on each case with credit for time served, and then I would have to impose court costs on each case. And I'm not gonna take any action on your ROR, but you do have another court date, I believe, coming up June 11th. Do you know about that? Okay, so you can't miss that, okay? Do you wanna accept the offer from the state?
yes.
Okay. And Mr. Rendondo, you're okay with proceeding without an attorney with the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Do you want to enter a plea of no contest, sir?
Yes, wait. Yes, wait. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Arredondo, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yeah.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea? Is that a yes? And there won't be a trial, and you won't be able to confront any witnesses and question any witnesses that the state were to present to prove the allegations against you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay. And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation? Is that a yes? Okay. All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea in both cases based on the affidavits in the court file. I am going to adjudicate you guilty in 2019 MM 4479AO and sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. I'm going to impose court costs and order you pay those by May 28, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. In 2019 MO 1030, I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. I also have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by May 28, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off, all right? If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, and those counts and cases will run concurrent, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Zuleika Bruno.
All right. We know Francesca Berry. Are you Miss Berry?
Hi.
Are you Miss Berry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Miss Berry, you're here in 2019 MM 4475 AO. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for your arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer for Miss Berry?
Adjudication credit for time served.
Does she have 2 days in as well? So the state's offer is adjudication of guilt and credit for time served, and I do have to impose court costs. Is that something that you want to do today?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you fill out that plea form?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Wind, your client want to plead no contest?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Berry, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea based on the affidavit. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. I'm going to order that you pay your court costs by May 28, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am. All right, good luck
Yes,
to you.
ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Deborah K. Sitos.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2019 MM 4477AO, and you were arrested for a trespass.
Okay, whatever.
And I do find the probable cause for your arrest. And did you fill out a form for the public defender?
No,
Do you want to just see if the state has an offer for you?
no, I want to go home.
Okay,
So adjudication 3 days, no return.
well, the state's offers an adjudication of guilt with 3 days. Do you have 2 in?
Yes.
With 2 days, so I think you would
I'm
get
going
out
to
today.
my hometown and I won't be back.
Okay, well, this would get, if you pled today, it would get you out and you wouldn't have to come back to court again.
Well, I won't be coming here ever. I'm
Okay.
fed up with it.
Well, you wouldn't have to come back,
Oh,
so.
God, I hope not.
If you want to accept the plea, you can. If not, I can
I'm gonna
say.
go get a bus ticket. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, well, I would stay the bond at the $500, ma'am.
I don't
So-
have that. I'm sorry. I don't.
I'm sorry?
I said, I do not have that.
Okay, well, that would be your bond, so you can take the bond or you can take the state's plea.
I'm taking a plea. I want to go home now.
Okay.
I don't want this crap, and I'm really going, getting real pissed.
Thank you. All right, ma'am, I'm gonna enter a no contest plea for you, all right?
I hope so, because I'm
We
going
just
to go
gotta-
home now.
We just gotta answer some questions for me so that we
Yes,
can get
ma'am.
you
What?
home, so we can get you home, okay? So, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea
Well, I
form?
can't read the thing anyway. I ain't got no glasses.
Okay,
I'm sure you.
did
I don't
anybody,
have the glasses to read that, ma'am.
did anybody read you the plea form?
Huh? Yes, ma'am.
They read it to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you understand everything that they read you?
Yes, ma'am, and I won't be back. I
Okay.
swear.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Ma'am, just stop. I'm gonna get a bus. I'm out of here, man. I'm done with this crap.
Okay.
This is really.
Ma'am, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days you've served. I'm going to order that you pay your court costs by May 28, 2020. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you
damn
cannot
it.
afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
I'm not very sure.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Timmy Holloman.
Mr. Holloman?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're hearing case number 2019 MM4478AO. I just need to ask you a question about your affidavit. Do you make the $700 weekly or bi-weekly or monthly?
Monthly.
Monthly?
Yes.
Okay. So he makes that. So you're gonna qualify for the public defender. I'm gonna appoint them to represent you. You were arrested for loitering or prowling. And I do find probable cause. Is there an offer from the state?
Vacation, 4 days, no return.
So the state's offers an adjudication of guilt, 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for, I believe, 2 days' time served. And you cannot go back to 480 North Orange Avenue, the Central Station Apartments, okay? You want to take the offer? Okay. All right, Mr. Nguyen, does your client want to enter a no contest plea? You can just tell me whether or not he wants to.
Yes, Your
All
Honor,
right.
must enter plea no contest.
Mr. Holloman, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom? I need you to look up at me real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You may not go back to the Central Station Apartments at 480 North Orange Avenue in Orlando, Florida. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order that you pay those by May 28th, 2020. Gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
My name is Anthony James Love.
All right, Mr. Love, you're here in 2019 MM 4474AO. You were arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Love?
There is not, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to stay your bond, sir, at the $250. You're not to return back to the 7-Eleven at 6946 Clarkona Ocoee Road.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to have any contact with any witness or victim at that location, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Rashad Shears.
All right, Mr. Shears, you're here in an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County, and the bond in your case is set at $2,000, and Osceola, if you can't bond out, has 24 hours to come and pick you up, okay?
So if I bond out, then what's the next step?
Well, you'll have to find out what your court date is in Osceola for your case. So reach out to your attorney out there, or check with the clerks, or call the court, and that's how you find out when your next court date is.
But if Osceola comes and pick me up, will I go to court in Osceola then?
I don't know what's happening in Osceola. All I know is you got picked up on a warrant, so you'll have to contact whoever's representing you in your case out there.
I don't have.
Okay, well, they'll probably take you in front of a judge.
So I gotta wait 24 hours to go to Osceola.
I don't know how long that you've been here, but 24 hours is how long that they have to pick you up. If not, then you'll have to come back before me again, or you can bond out, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Zuleika Bruno.
All right, Miss Bruno, you're here in 2019 MM 4451AO. You're arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Was there an offer?
Adjudication credit for time served.
So, do we know how many days she has in? 3?
3.
So the offer's adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and looks like count 2 is the cannabis, so that would come with a 1-year driver's license suspension.
accept the state's offer, Your Honor.
Okay. Does she want to enter no contest plea?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Bruno, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything that's contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea based on the affidavit. I am going to adjudicate you guilty on each count, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 3 days' time served. Those counts are going to run concurrent. Count 2 comes with a 1-year driver's license suspension pursuant to the statute. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by May 28th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off.
Okay.
If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am, all right?
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
My name is Anthony Fierro, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fierro, you're here in 2019 MO 1023AO. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Fierro?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
How many days does he have? 3? And I have to impose court costs, Mr. Fierro. So if you want to accept the state's offer, you're more than welcome to do so.
I accept, Your Honor.
Okay, you gotta sign that plea form for me. Yeah. Thanks. All right, you want to enter a no contest plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fuhrer, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, Your
All
Honor.
right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 3 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by May 28, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
luck to
ma'am.
you. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Blake Milstead.
All right, Mr. Milstead, you're here in 2019 CF 7625AO. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bonds will stay at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on counts 2 and 3. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And there's an out-of-county on-view violation of probation for Seminole County. And at this time, your bond will be stayed at none in that case. Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Shamik Anderson.
All right, Mr. Anderson. You're here in 2019 CF 7626AO. You were arrested for attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, aggravated assault with a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. State, count one is just an F1. It's not a PBL, correct? As an attempted.
May I have one moment?
Yeah, I think it's just an F1.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a,
Just an, that's what
Yes, it's
I,
just
that's what I figured. Okay. All right. All right. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. You're to maintain separate residences. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Your bond on count 1 will be $50,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $5,000, and count 3 will be $1,000.
I'm sorry, what was that one, Your Honor?
50,000?
Thank you. Just for no weapons, no contact.
I did, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Carl Cardell.
Okay, do we know what happened to Mr. Blanchard? Okay, we'll reset him. All right, Mr. Cadill, you're here in case number 2019 CF 7648AO. You're arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement and battery. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to 33 West Church Street, that Chillers. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Leonardo Gordet.
All right, Mr. Gordat, you're here in 2019 CF 7659AO. You were arrested for a DUI as a second prior conviction, with 2 prior convictions, a third DUI within 10 years. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender. Well, you did not fill out a form for the public defender. Did you want to see if you qualify for them, or were you planning on hiring your own attorney?
I'm planning to hire my own attorney.
Okay. All right, your bond's gonna stay at $2,500. Do you think you'll be able to make that bond?
Well, I just can't get in touch with anybody right now. Can we do a pre-trial release, a PTR, so I get out of here? Trial release, yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna place him in, I mean, unless I do bond with pretrial release, but at this time, I'm not amenable to just pretrial release. So, do you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender today? You can always hire your own attorney.
What do I can't do to get out of here?
All right, do you work, sir?
Yes, ma'am. That's the
Where do
reason
you
why I wanna
work?
get out of here. Huh?
Where do you work?
I work for Boys Electric. I'm an electrician.
Okay, do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or
ma'am.
monthly?
Weekly,
How much do you get paid per week?
$648.
Okay, is that after taxes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have any children under the age of 18 that are dependents?
No. They both grown now, 20 and 22.
Okay, would you qualify? So you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, okay? Because you make too much money.
That's the reason
So,
why I want to get out of here.
well, your bond's $2,500.
Yes.
So that's your bond at this time. You can hire an attorney and they can file any appropriate motions for you. My guess is that if you're planning on hiring your own attorney, you could probably bond out. You'd have to pay an attorney, so, they don't work for free, so, so that's your bond at this time.
Yes. If I
so-
try to make some phone call, I can get out of here, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll set him for a DOC just in case he hasn't bonded out. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
George Landau.
All right, Mr. Landau, you're here in 2019 CF 7635AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender in all of the cases in front of me, okay? Except the out of county. And so in that case, you're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or any co-defendant. You're not to return back to 7305 Forest Hill Court. Your bond is set at $3,500. In 2019 MM 4468AO, you're arrested for loitering or prowling and resisting an officer without violence. I do find the probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender as well, as I said. And again, you're not to return back to 7305 Forest Hill Court, that Hidden Oaks condos. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant. And your bonds will remain set in that case at $250 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. And then you have an out-of-county on-view violation of probation out of Brevard County, and at this time, your bond will be set at none in that case. Huh? Yeah. All right, please tell me your name.
Brennan Los Verdes.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 7638AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return back to 7305 Forest Hill Court. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant. in 2019 CF 7637 AO. You arrested for burglary of a conveyance and petty theft. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant in that case. Your bond in the first case, if I didn't say it, is $3,500. In 19 CF 7637 AO, it's $3,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. And then you have an on-view violation of probation out of Seminole County for your new law offenses. And so your bond is set at none in that case.
So how much is my bond total to get to Seminole County?
Sorry?
How much is my bond total to get to Seminole County? If I
Well,
bond
you
out,
have to
so I can go
resolve
to
your,
Seminole County.
if you bond out, I said your bond, so it's $3,500 on one, $3,500 on another one, with $100 on the subsequent offense, and then you have no bond right now on the VOP.
So that's $3,400.
So even if you bonded out, you wouldn't get out.
No, I know. I just get to Seminole
Yeah,
County.
you'd have to bond out for them
Yeah,
to
that's
come and
all I
get
want to know.
you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Did you want to return on the second case?
Yeah, well, there is no address of where the listed offense occurred.
Your Honor, on I believe the next defendant is Mr. Peterson. No objection to finding PC for a petty theft. The value is not in it. I'm assuming that's the PC challenge.
Yeah, PC challenge was.
So no objection to, for PC purposes, it being a petty theft. Obviously, no contact with the victim or any witnesses.
All right, Mr. Peterson?
Yes,
Okay, you're here in 2019 CF 7649AO, and you were arrested for grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. Did you fill out a form for the public defender?
no.
Okay, did you want to see if you qualify for them, or are you planning on hiring your own attorney?
I'm on the
Okay. Well, State, I understand your argument, but he paid $300 for the trailer.
I understand that's what he paid, but I don't believe that establishes the value of the trailer, because I can obviously overpay for something for less value, but that's just state's argument. Obviously, Your Honor can.
Okay. Well, I do find the probable cause based on his own statement that he paid $300 for it, and it's a trailer. So, I am gonna order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victims in the case or any witnesses in the case. And I am gonna stay the bond at the $1,000. All right, please tell me your name.
Sheldon Pierre.
All right, Mr. Pierre, you're here in case number 2019 CF 7627AO. You're arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim in the case. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. Your bond, there's a bond correction sheet here, so the bond is $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Axel Soto Ortiz.
All right, is Mr. Rivera Davila? Okay. Spanish, I'll just set that aside for Amy. Soto Ortiz? Okay.
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 7639AO. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you're not to return back to 7305 Forest Hill Court. You're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in the case. In 2014, MM 13879, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your pretrial conference back in June 15, 2015. Your bond in that case is set at $2,000. I'm not sure if the PD was appointed at any point, but I'm going to appoint them to represent you. In 2019, MM 4469AO, you're arrested for loitering or prowling and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Again, you're not to return back to 7305 Forest Hill Court, that Hidden Oaks condos. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case or your co-defendants. And I am going to place you in pretrial release program. You need to make sure that you follow all of their requirements. If you don't, and they tell me that you don't, then I can hold you no bond, okay? And you don't want that to happen, okay? Yeah, everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, he's already had his IA and. No, he still has, I'm not permitted by law to change the capias. So, just the, yeah. But I can't change a capias, so, sorry if I wasn't clear. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Veal.
All right, Mr. Veal, you're here in 2019 CF 7642AO. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You cannot drive without a valid license. I'm going to place you in the pretrial release program, okay? Make sure you follow all of their requirements. You don't want to come back on a no bond status, okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Michael Virgil.
All right, Mr. Virgil, you're here in 2019 CF 7651AO. And you were arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver and resisting an officer without violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Mr. Nguyen, you had a probable cause challenge?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to the intent to sell and deliver, within the 4 corners of the affidavit, I did not find any facts indicating he had any intent to sell or deliver the cannabis. He was caught with a relatively small quantity, 1 gram, which wouldn't indicate that it would be for sale, something of be used for personal consumption. In addition, with the baggies found in his pockets, again, they were empty baggies that indicated they they had previously had marijuana in them, so whatever happened to the marijuana, if it was sold, it would have been sold with the baggie. So
No objection to simple possession, Your Honor.
Yeah. I do find the probable cause for just simple possession, okay? Less than 20 grams. And so, Mr. Virgil, you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond's gonna be set at $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. I'm not gonna revoke your bond today, okay? But that doesn't mean that you can smoke marijuana or carry marijuana or sell marijuana or anything related to that. If you come back here for any offense, okay? I don't care if it's just jaywalking, I'm gonna revoke your bond. So you gotta be really careful who you're hanging out with, where you're hanging out, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Don't say anything else. Just know that if you come back here, it's not going to be a good day for you. Okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir. Mr. Silva?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Silva, you're here in 2019 MO 1029. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Silva?
Either ROR or adjudication 3 days.
2 days? Is that
3
what you
days
said?
and credit for 2 days.
So if you want to resolve your case today, Mr. Silva, it's an adjudication of guilt with the credit for the time that you've served, and then you won't have to come back to court, and I do have to impose court costs.
it's going to accept the state's offer. Your
Okay.
Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Silva, did you want to enter no contest plea? All right, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Is that your signature? Okay. Do you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
No, it's okay.
Did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you understand everything that was in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation? Is that a yes?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay. All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to order court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by May 28th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck to you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Lyle Salahak.
All right, Mr. Hack, you're here in 2019 MM 4496. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Is there an offer for Mr. Hack?
Either PTR or an adjudication, 3 days, no return.
So you have 2 days in, yeah?
Yes.
He's gonna accept the state's offer, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Nguyen, your client want to enter a no contest plea?
Yes, Your Honor, he's gonna enter a plea, no contest.
All right, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to go back to 8303 Palm Parkway, and you're to abide by any trespass warnings. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by May 28th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, okay?
Just one thing. I had a my book bag and a scooter when they took my arrest, but they separated in 2 different cars.
I don't know where your stuff is. Sorry, Mr. Hack. I'll have to ask corrections. All right, please tell me your name.
My name is Brian Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith, you're here in case number 2019 MM 4488AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer?
Adjudication, credit for time served.
And that comes with a 1-year driver's license suspension. And I have to impose court costs. Do you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not going to take any action on his add-on bond case, if if he enters the plea today. All right, Mr. Smith, I'm not gonna take action on your out on bond case, but if you come back for anything and I see you again, I will take action and I will revoke the bond, okay? So, just be very careful who you're with and what you're doing. All right, Mr. Smith, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you want to enter no contest plea?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Did you understand everything that's contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere? And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Does come with a 1-year driver's license suspension. And I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by May 28, 2020. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Avery Staples.
Mr. Staples, you're here in 2019 MM 4486AO. You're arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and petty theft. I do find probable cause, and you did you fill out a form for the public defender?
No.
No? Did you want to see if you qualify, or you just want to see if the state has an
I
offer?
represent myself.
Do you want to see if the state has an offer for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No offer.
No offer?
No offer, Your Honor.
Okay. So, I'm gonna order that you're not to return back to the Walmart at 2715 South Orange Avenue, in Orlando, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case, and you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay your bond at $500 on count 1, and I'm gonna set your bond at $100 on count 2, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
John Stevens.
All right, Mr. Stevens, you're here in 2019 MM 521AW. And you were arrested for resisting a merchant and resisting an officer without violence and petty theft. Do you fill out a form for the public defender?
I did not, Your Honor.
All right, did you want to see if you qualify?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, you planning on hiring your own attorney?
I represent myself.
Okay. Was there an offer for Mr. Stevens?
There is not.
Okay. All right, Mr. Stevens, I do find probable cause for the offenses. You're not to return back to 10500 West Colonial Drive in Ocoee, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case.
ma'am.
You're to abide by any trespass warnings that you've been provided.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond will be set on count 1 at $500 and counts 2 and 3 at $100.
Could I possibly request a ROR bond, Your Honor? Could I be released and then appear in
You're
court?
out, sir, you're out on release right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So
And I'm going to appear. If you would OR me on this case, I would definitely appear.
I'm sure you will, but you're out on bond, so I'm gonna revoke the bond in 2018 CF 17712AO. And set that at none. And I believe you do have an attorney in that case.
I didn't ever request an attorney in that case, and that case is very convoluted
I
right now.
believe they've been filing motions for you, so you do have an attorney.
Yeah, and they've been filing them without my authority. I've
Okay.
never signed a public defender form in that case.
Well,
I've never
It
requested
very well may
one.
be that Judge Cass appointed them to represent you. So you do have an attorney in that case.
What's the attorney's name?
One moment, Your Honor.
I can find it. Jordan Holmes.
Jordan
Okay.
Holmes. Well, Your Honor, I'd like to put on the record the fact that I'm a Republic citizen and that this is a commerce matter and there's been a contract entered into between me and the state that I am requesting, I'm claiming there's defects in those
Okay,
contracts
well, you
and
can file
I'm
any-
asking for
You represent
arbitration.
yourself in this case, so you can file any appropriate motions, okay? And you
I
do have
want it on
bond.
record that I'm requesting common law arbitration.
Okay, well, we don't do arbitration in the courts
Will that be
here.
on the record that I've requested that?
Sure, you just said it.
Okay, because I'm contesting jurisdiction in this matter.
Okay, well, you can file
not
any
have
appropriate motions. All right, please tell me your name.
Teresia Turner.
All right, Miss Turner. So, is it that the bondsman came off the bond?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so, looks like they're recalling in this case 2019 MM 3565AO. And looks like the bondsman's came off the bond in the case. Was the bond 500?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna reinstate the $500 bond.
No contact, no weapons, Your Honor.
Yeah. So you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and no weapons or firearms or ammunition, and I am gonna appoint the public defender. I don't know if they were previously appointed, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a possession case as well?
Sorry?
Do you have a possession of a controlled substance?
She was over the IE on that.
Oh, okay, got it, thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Amethyst Fecky.
All right, Ms. Fecky, you're here in 2019 CF 7567AO. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond will remain set at $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. Okay, and you do have reporting requirements, okay?
What is that? Oh, because the what
You
is
have
that?
to, you have to report to the sheriff's office.
What for? Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we've recalled this case before. So Mr. Kendrick has refused to come to court today. He refused to come to court yesterday in 2019 CF 7608AO. He was arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Mr. Wynn, he's waived his own appearance, but do you wanna waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive his appearance.
All right, and so he's not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I'm gonna stay his bonds at $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. All right, please tell me your name.
Dante Rucker.
All right, Mr. Rucker, you're here in 2019 CF 7471AO. And it looks like you saw Judge Wilson yesterday, and she found probable cause for counts 2, 3, and 4, but not for count 1. And I believe the public defender's office was appointed to represent you. I read the affidavit and I found probable cause, but state, do you have additional documentation? My belief is that the sentence that says, I heard Officer Jay Gissendanner stated Rucker had just kicked him in the face, establishing probable cause.
I have one moment, Chair. I received an email this morning.
I don't know what Judge Wilson's argument or what any of the arguments were yesterday. Do you know, Mr. Nguyen? I don't know.
Based on your statement, maybe, you know, it's a statement as opposed to eyewitness, you know, visualizing. You know, if he was right there, he would have saw it, but I don't know. If they already found that there were no probable cause and there's no additional documents, we would ask that.
There's additional documents. Give me 1 second. I'm printing now.
Oh, okay.
Huh? Right, but do you know what it was? No? Okay.
This one you tried. Good job.
Thank you.
So he says he began kicking his legs while they were trying to, I guess, take him down.
While doing so, Rucker kicked me in the face. So, I mean, it's basically the same thing, just personal knowledge of what happened. So based on the additional information and Officer Gissendanner's report, I do find probable cause for count 1. I'm gonna stay that bond. I don't see that any conditions of release were placed in there, so he's not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And he's not to return back to Lake Dot Park. And so the bonds, I guess, will just stay for counts 2, 3, and 4. Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Dio Rusi.
All right, Mr. Rusi, you're here in 2019 MO 1026AO. You were arrested for state misdemeanors. I do find probable cause. And did you fill out a form for the public defender?
I'm sorry?
Did you fill out a form for the public defender to be appointed, or do you want to see if the state has an offer for you to resolve your case today?
I didn't fill out a form.
Okay, do you want me to see if you qualify?
If you could, please.
Okay. Do you work?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
Where do you work?
With DND Personal Solutions.
Okay. Do you get paid weekly or bi-weekly or monthly? Weekly. How much do you make per week? Okay. Do you have any kids under the age of 18 that you claim as dependents?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You're going to qualify for the public defender's office. I'm going to appoint them to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Rusi?
Adjudication credit for time served.
So how many, what is it, 3 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the offer's an adjudication of guilt with 3 days credit for time served, and I would have to impose court costs. Do you want to accept that offer? Is he on probation? He's on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
June 6th of this year at Seminole County.
So Mr. Wynn, he is on probation. Yeah.
Resolve anything today, Your Honor.
All right, I am gonna stay the bond at the $250. All right, and is Mr. Young coming? Okay, so this has been reset a couple times. Looks like Mr. Young's case has been reset.
At least 3 other times.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call the case, Curtis Tyrone Young, 2019 MM 4397AO. He's refused to come to yesterday. He refused to come on the 26th, and he refused, or it was a mental health on the 25th. So he was arrested for trespass on property after warning and petty theft. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. Mr. Wynn, do you want to waive his appearance despite his refusal?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive
All
his
right.
appearance.
And so he's not to return back to the Publix at 400 East Central Boulevard, and he's to abide by any trespass warnings. He's not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness. And his bonds will stay set at 500 on one and 100 on count two. All right, are we all ready for the 33-day motions? Do you need a second?
1 second.
Sure.
Dave is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
All right, 2019 CF 5790AO Thomas Joseph Hunt.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 524.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 5641 Mercedes Azali Johnson.
Should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 MM 2768AO Alexander David Jesus Morales.
That should be granted. The state filed no information on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 MM 384AW Edward Allen Bennett.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 5417AO Eric Lamar Pitts Jr.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 524.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 5749 Gerald Keith Anderson Jr.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 57638O James Donald Fournier.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 4304AO Melissa Joy Fisher.
That should be denied. The state filed an information and request to transfer from felony to misdemeanor on 524.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 5867AO Benjamin Gray Carroll.
That should be denied. The state filed an information and a request to transfer from felony to misdemeanor today, this morning.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 5440AO James Jenry Williams.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 517.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 1798AO Glormar Felix Cologne.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 523.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 5926AO Patrick Antonio Gray.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 524.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 5795AO Dwayne Condevi Smith.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 524.
That will be denied. (2019) CF 6312 Chase Matthew Dow.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 524.
That will be denied. All right, anything else? All right, we'll be in recess until this afternoon. All right, we're on the record. It is May 28th, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Session 2, Courtroom 1. Can I have the parties please announce themselves for the record?
Happy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Brian Wynn with the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Trayvon Belgrave.
All right, Mr. Belgrave, you're here in case number 2019 CF 7390AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for grand theft third degree and criminal mischief. And I do not believe you qualify for the public defender's office. How much do you get paid?
At my job, 500 every week.
Okay. So you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, so I cannot appoint them to represent you today. Your conditions of release are gonna be that you're not to return back to the Spectrum Retail Store at 9557 West Colonial Drive in Ocoee, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. I'm setting your bond on count 1 at $5,000. Count 2 will be $500. You're out on bond for similar offenses, which I believe occurred at similar stores in 2019 CF 5511AO and 19 CF 5512AO. I'm revoking those bonds and setting them at none.
For the ones out on bond,
Yep.
ain't they similar to the charges?
It's not the same offenses. They're
No,
different
like-
offenses.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, ain't it like, see the other one, like the two that hit me with, the warrants, I thought that one, they add that one for the same thing, for the same spot.
I don't believe they're the same dates of offense, so we can set him for a determination of counsel in a week and see if he's hired an attorney.
So I got no bond.
Well, you have bond in the new case, but you have no bond in the other cases. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
James Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, you're here in 2019 CF 7494AO. You arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for grand theft, third degree. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to go back to the 7-Eleven located at 2929 North Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, ma'am. I will not return there.
You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case.
No, I will not.
And I'm setting your bond at $2,500.
What let's get.
Tell me your name.
Jerison Jet.
Mr. Jetton, you're here in 2019 CF 7652AO. You're arrested for carjacking with a firearm. This is a punishable by life felony. State, would you like to be heard as to bond? I do find probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor,
I'm
based
gonna-
on the four corners of the affidavit by, I'm gonna mess up the officer's name, but Jordan Dizdeel, the defendant should be held at no bond. It looks like the victim was waiting for her friends to arrive from the house to their apartment. This defendant came up to the victim and asked her for money. Then when she said she didn't have any, he then pulled out a black firearm handgun and pointed at her. He then told her to get out the car. He then sped away in the vehicle. That happened at about 10:50 on May 27th at approximately 1800 hours on May 27th. A friend of the victim noticed that they were behind the victim's car. On Kirkman, a different set of officers were able to stop the vehicle. They prepared a photo lineup that included this defendant's photo. The victim positively identified this defendant as the one that had pulled out the firearm and carjacked her and taken her car. Based on that, we believe the defendant should be held at no bond, no contact with the victim, no weapons and no firearms.
All right, I am appointing the public defender. Mr. Wynn, did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, we'll defer to the court.
All right, I do find proof evident presumption great based on everything contained in the affidavit. And so your bond will be none. You're not to return back to 3024 North Powers Drive, specifically building number 3, but you're not to go back to that address. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. And then in case number 2019 CF 7666AO, you're arrested for fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer at high speed with pure disregard, fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, possession of an ammunition by convicted felon, possession of a firearm in commission of a felony, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine, which are both MDMA, and grand theft, third degree of a firearm, tampering with physical evidence, resisting an officer without violence, reckless driving, and no valid driver's license. I do find probable cause for those listed offenses. Again, you're not to drive without a valid license. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any witnesses in the case. Your bond on count 1 will be set at $20,000. It will be $150 on count 2. It'll be $2,500 on count 3, and $150 on count 4. $2,500 on count 5, $1,000 on count 6, $150 on count 7, $2,500 on count 8, $150 on count 9, $100 on counts 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. I'm appointing the PD in that case as well. And then you're also here on an on-view violation of probation. In 2018, CF 3756AO, I'm appointing the PD in that case as well. Your bond will be set at none, and I think you may be seen by Judge Whitehead in a week to 10 days on that case. Huh? 150. All right, please tell me your name.
Eddie Lee Parks.
Mr. Parks, you're here in 2019 CF 4633AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was previously found for aggravated assault with a firearm. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
You said what else, miss?
Excuse me?
I said, you said what else?
I can't hear you.
I said, you said what else?
I said I'm appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Your bond is set at $25,000. In 2019 MM 4495AO, you were arrested for possession of a controlled substance. I don't know why that's an MM case, because it's a felony. So that needs to be given a felony case number. But I do find probable cause for possession of a controlled substance. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond will be stayed at $1,000, and I am appointing the PD in that case.
Hey, miss, can I get a document for that case? I ain't get no type of files on that case. I only got the files from last night.
Will you have an attorney and they can
Yes, I
provide
do.
that to you?
Nah, really I don't. But my
You
dad-
have the
my
public
dad told me to
defender.
get that from y'all.
I don't have a copy of it for you, sir. Corrections can provide that to you, or your attorneys can provide it to you. Please tell me your name.
DeAndre Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you're here in 2019 MO 1031AO. You're arrested for littering. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Is there an offer from Mr. Jackson to resolve his case?
Adjudication, credit for time served.
Does he have 2 days in or 1 day?
2.
2? Okay. So it's credit for time served, and I would have to impose court costs, Mr. Jackson, if you want to accept the offer. Huh?
So 1 day?
1 day? Okay, so
He was arrested on the 27th.
it was at 12:33 in the morning. Huh?
The time of the arrest on the affidavit says 23:30.
Well, that's the arrest, the date he was booked, so.
My position would be that you should get credit for the time that you're detained.
Well, then you can just give him credit for time
That's fine.
served.
Can I accept the state's offer, Your Honor?
Okay, does he want to plead no contest?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yeah.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea based on the affidavit. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. I have to impose court costs. I'm going to order you pay those by May 28, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. May 28, 2020. Okay, so a year from today. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck to you. All right. Anything else? All right, we'll be in recess until tomorrow.